when we're on.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everybody. Welcome to healthierlife.tv. And my name is Warren Connolly, coming to you from a very beautiful Hungary. And my co-host is
Paul Bursey from UK. Good morning.
So today we're going to be talking about how your noggin can change your health. In a nutshell. So we're going to be talking today. We're not going to be diverting too much from the subject, but we're going to be speaking about how our state can actually change our health and how that can impact our lives in all areas of our life.
Or it could be how to change your health by changing your state.
Your state, yeah.
I thought I'd get it in because because that will be the key, one of the keywords for YouTube and things like that. So yeah, sorry, Kane.
Okay. I do it often enough.
Absolutely. We'll do it. So
yeah. So look, something that for those of you that know Paul and I, we deal with pharmaconutrition, to put it bluntly, and we deal a lot with science and evidence-backed information. And as healthy as we like our clients and our customers to be, very often, if our state is not in the right frame per se, then it's not easy for us to be healthy, no matter what interventions we're putting into ourselves, into our bodies. If the state is not in the right space of mind or the right space, it's very difficult for our body to heal, and it's very difficult for us to maintain a sound level of health. And when I say health, I mean mental health, I mean physical health and social health. So this is why we're talking about, the reason why we're talking about this today is because, again, things are changing around us all the time, and more so these days than they have prior to the last 2 years. And a lot of people are being impacted by this. And as these changes start to build up, there's a lot of talk about a lot more to come in terms of changes. It's going to impact people. So if we can share with you a little bit about how, by maintaining your level of state, or your state at a higher level, that can keep your health at the level that you would want it to be at, where your immune system is strong and your body is strong and your state of mind is strong. So yeah, that's what it is.
So when you talk about state, because a lot of people won't be used to that word, are we talking about your mood, your mindset and everything?
Yeah, so your state, look, at the end of the day, everything is, and again, not many people are aware of this. Okay, so what I'm about to say to you may be a bit of a mind blow for you, but everything is energy, and energy is everything. Okay, so from the wall behind me to the screen that you're watching this through, to the table or the desk or wherever you're sitting, the couch, the chair, your body, everything is energy, and everything is a different vibration of energy. So when I talk about state, I'm talking about what is your energy. And the energy that we have in our bodies and in our mind is very often dictated by our mental state. So your mind is one thing. If you look at your mind, you have your conscious mind and you have your subconscious mind. And if you're consciously thinking of keeping your state at a higher elevation, or your energy vibrating at a higher level, therefore your state is at a peaked level potentially, then this is what I'm talking about, referring to about state. Then your energy is higher, your vibration is higher, that's going throughout all 50 odd trillion cells in your body, and then therefore your health overall is going to be impacted. And the converse is completely valid as well. If you've ever been in a state of depression or anxiety for a prolonged period of time, or uncertainty for some reason, you will notice how it impacts your health. could impact you physically, like as in your muscles get tensed a lot, you get a lot of aches and pains, you may experience headaches, all of these kinds of things. And that's from having a state that is on a lower vibration. But if you're able to maintain a state of higher vibration, you're then enabling your body to heal a lot easier, heal a lot faster. And then when you are using the right interventions, in other words, healthy food, the right nutrition and supplementation, it's much easier for your body to respond positively to that.
Absolutely. So, I mean, to give you an idea, when you see people like boxers getting ready to go in the ring, they have to get in a certain mental state.
Sure.
And hopefully it's positive, because otherwise they're probably going to lose. So at the moment I'm getting attacked by a cat. But
is that what it is? Okay.
I do apologise. So yeah, I mean, not everything is in your head. Well, nearly all of it. You know, a vast percentage of the stuff is in your head. And
it depends on where in your head it is.
Yeah, no, and if you want to change your behaviour or change some of your habits, then you're going to have to tame the beast a little bit. So yeah. And any action starts with thought. You know, and we know that any action, as you mentioned, is a vibration. It's energy. And
thought is a vibration. Thought is an energy as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, it's but what we're talking about is improving your health. Now, we're not necessarily talking about going on stage and things like that. And to improve your health, you need to be in the right frame of mind. So I suppose it's another way of saying it. You know, we have to challenge some of our norms sometimes. You know, challenge our mindset. And obviously, if you can do that and get it in the right frame of mind, the significant health benefits will accrue accordingly. So
most definitely,
yeah.
And also to lead on from that, it's, you know, the state of mind is. I think most people, when they think of, you know, what is my state of mind, is like, how do I feel now? What am I thinking now? Okay, and you may have fleeting moments when you are thinking positively or you feel good, but for the vast majority of the time, you're having these negative thoughts coming through your head, or your energy is just not necessarily where you would want it to be ideally. And this is not necessarily your fault. It's just, unfortunately, we live in stressful times. You know, we live in a time when we are bombarded not only by stimulus from marketing, news, media, all these kinds of things, but we're also bombarded by a lot of stimulus from other people around us that are also going through a lot of tough times. You know, people are struggling for various reasons, more so now than probably since 2008, 2009. Okay, so you may only have fleeting moments, you know, bits and pieces here and there where you're thinking positively or you're feeling good about yourself, and that's great, but that's not enough, because for the rest of the time you're not in that state, and that's what's really impacting your health. Because, you know, something that I learned a few years ago is that you're the product of what you think and what you feel. And if you're for the vast majority feeling, excuse my French, crap, or you're feeling low, you know, and your energy is not at the right place, then that's what you're going to be attracting more of into your life. So you will be attracting more of those conversations with other people into your life. You will be attracting more of that. You'll start noticing more of these things in the media or online in different locations, whatever platform you're using, where it's more negative information that's being attracted to you, because you're noticing it more than the positive, good stuff. But if you change your state and you start to think and behave in a more positive manner, and you start to implement certain habits into your daily life, which enable you to think more positively on a more frequent basis. So to the point where your day is encompassing more of positive, healthy attributes and habits and different things like that, values and beliefs, then your body will change for the long term a lot faster, because your body's not being held back. Your mind, your subconscious mind, is not being held back by the beliefs that, or the thoughts that you're having in your conscious mind on a daily basis. And the moment you think something, that's an energetic force. It's an energetic field. And science has proven that before we even think a thought, there's already a vibration that's going through our brain and our body prior to us even thinking something. Okay. Yeah, don't ask me how they test that, but they do.
It's a pre-thought.
It's precognition.
Yeah.
So because a thought can either come from our subconscious, which is our programming, or it can come from the ether around us, inspiration, whatever you want to call that. And as that energy is about to be processed in our conscious mind, that energy's got to display itself somewhere, right? And they've tested people on this, and then that energy will spike in our brain before we even think the thought, whether that's inspiration or through conditioning. And so all of this plays a major factor in our overall health. But unfortunately, most of us are not aware of this. We're never being educated about this, unless you go out actually looking for that information.
Yeah,
I'm just very fortunate enough that I did, and it found me as well. So I learned from that, and I do daily exercises, and I teach my clients, and I know Paul does certain activities on a daily basis that help him to be more positive in his state as well. His state is also on a more frequently on an elevated level than on a lower level, and that just comes from awareness and knowledge.
Yeah, I think it's a bit of everything. I mean, it actually sounds when we talk about it as being complicated. I wouldn't say it's complicated. I would say it's complex. But there's some very simple things that you can do to get yourself in the right state. It's nothing new. We spoke about things before, but you control how you feel. You control what you say. You control what you watch and listen to, and you also control who you're around. Okay, so if you want to be happy, don't be around grumpy people.
Yeah,
and that's what I mean by simple. Some people you can't totally eliminate from your life, because it could be family, friends, it could be anyone. But you want to minimize the time you're around them.
And ironically enough, Dave shared something with us today. Dave is a mutual business partner and friend of ours, and it's ironic that he shared this with us today. Is that paraphrasing Jim Rohn? He says that Jim Rohn used to say that you are the product of the 5 closest associates you have in your life. So if you want to improve your own state, you want to get yourself around 5 other people that are going to elevate you, that are going to push you and drive you and question you as well. Very often people think that because they're in a bad state of mind, that people must empathize and sympathize with them. That's the worst thing that can be done for people in a bad state of mind, because it helps them to validate why they're feeling bad. Okay, good or bad, it's not good. All right. Because we tend to empathize and sympathize with people because we wanted them to feel that they're supported.
Yeah,
but that's not helping them. You want people around you that are going to question you, and they're going to ask you like, okay, well, what are you doing about it, or why is it that you feel like this, and what inspired that to happen to you, like what caused that to happen. So what are you doing about it? And how can we help you get through this, rather than, oh, I understand what you're saying, I feel for you, because all that does is it just keeps your level of state or your state down on a lower vibration. So follow the great Jim Rohn.
Yeah,
surround yourself with 5 other people that are
followed. So what I would say is that we get a lot of things we hear a lot of words, we see a lot of adverts, and it's millions and one things that happen during the day, and it's like this big funnel that it all goes into, and at the end of it are things like your health, your mindset, how you feel about the world, how you feel about yourself, right? And it all has an impact.
Yeah.
But what we're talking about is health here, but it all has an impact, because I'll give you an example. Unfortunately, and I lost my stepfather at the weekend, and he died from sepsis, and basically he'll be deeply missed. However, I didn't really want to eat for 2 days. So you can see what can happen. You could be hit by lots of different things, and the end result is your health is impacted in some way. Now, to be fair, it didn't affect my health over too much, but obviously you feel down, you feel a little bit depressed, maybe unhappy, but the key is to come out of it as quick as possible.
Yeah.
And if you're someone like, I know we're going off target a little bit, but you're something like a druggie or someone who drinks a lot, most of the people you're going to hang around will be similar people. Yep. So, and it is very difficult to eliminate, because there'd be nobody else left. Maybe, I don't know your life.
But that is the best time to do that, because then
absolutely. What I was going to say was, but do the best you can to eliminate them for most of the time. And start to turn it around. And I could say to you, eliminate it all, but that's easier said than done for a lot of people. Look, and I get that.
You just touched on your stepdad, and I was having this conversation with my wife last night, with Andrea, that sometimes people, not about you, but just people in general, is that sometimes when people lose a significant other in their life, a significant family member or friend or something like that, whether that person has left this world or not, but they've lost them in their life, sometimes it takes years for them to get over that.
Yeah.
It could be a relationship breakup, and some people just take years to get over that. It could be somebody that's passed away, and you're not able to get over it. You're not able to get through it, and that can really impact your health, because your state, if that's all you're thinking about all the time is that individual, and it's very easy to fall into that trap, where you just start to think, you start off thinking so much about that individual or those people, that it becomes very difficult for you to climb out of that state, because it's the same thing as, like, the old adage is, like, you can have a happy party and all it takes is one bad apple to walk into the party, and it can spoil the whole party, right? And it's the same with life. We have one bad experience, and everything revolves around that bad experience within a flash. But it's very difficult for the converse to be applied, where to change your state into a more positive state of being, if you will. All right. But once you're there, you're able to catch yourself a lot quicker, a lot easier when you do start to slip up. But you need to be able to identify and recognize, what does that state feel like first. If you've never tried it, if you've never been a happy-go-lucky kind of person where everything is okay and the sun's shining all the time, and you know what I mean?
But sometimes that's a cover, isn't it?
Oh, sure, of course, of course. Of course.
I've been joined by the cat. I've got to hold him because he's going berserk in the flat. So, I mean, look, at the end of the day, I call it emotional intelligence. Now, you can allow something like what happened at the weekend to affect you for quite some time, or if you've got a system in place, right? I'm not going to go into things like that, but if you had a system in place that's very, very positive, then you can even things out much quicker.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, but it's your choice at the end. We're all unique. We're all different. So, I mean, human emotions are one of the biggest gifts in life. So, but they do impact your health, and so
this is the dichotomy of our uniqueness as a species.
Yeah.
We have the ability to emotionalize. There's no other animal on this planet that we are aware of that can emotionalize and have that freedom of choice to express ourselves in the way that we do. But this is the dichotomy of us, of our uniqueness, in that it's so easy for us to fall into the trap of, and then our state stays in that level, and that's when our health starts to slowly deteriorate. We've spoken about this before, where if you look at things like different forms of dementia, Alzheimer's, and so forth, that is a long-term process that takes place, and very often, there's a reason why it happens in certain population groups more than others. It's because of the state that those individuals exist in for an extended period of time, and then that inflammation builds up in the brain, and things start to take their course. All right, and then the disease takes over. But if you help to change that, and you help yourself, at the end of the day, you got to help yourself. You can take a horse to water, but you cannot force it to drink. Mm-hmm. You got to, if the horse knows the water's there, it's up to the horse to decide whether it wants to drink or not. But you got to make that decision for yourself. But if you know that it's possible, and it's always possible, there's always a solution, then it's up to you to decide how you want to change your state and what tools to start implementing. And there's so many tools that you could use. A pet is one. Yeah. Not necessarily a bird or a fish, because they don't really engage and interact as much with you, but a dog or a cat or a horse or something like that. Donkey.
Yeah, but the cat is a needy type of person. He says, if you don't pay attention to me, I'll destroy your Facebook Live. So the question I would say is, what is your state of mind? And I know it changes changes all the time, but generally, most of the time, what is your state of mind? And especially when it comes to your health. Now, would you say something like, well, I'm okay, which we find when we speak to potential clients and things like that, they go, oh no, I'm okay. I'm reasonably healthy, but they don't know. Or are you someone who at least starts from the point of, I'm outstanding, but I'm getting better?
Yeah.
I'm super good, but I'll get better. Yeah, that was another one of.
I'm super good, but I'm getting better. But look, most people that will answer with it is like, yeah, I'm good, thanks. They're not good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's conditioning. They've been programmed.
We've all been there. We've all been there. Like I was saying, you can't say, I feel like crap when someone phones you up, can you? Just like, say, yeah, I'm all right. It's.
I've done it before, and I've done it.
Yeah,
sometimes I've been in that state.
In fact, I don't really want to talk to you, but you can't say that either, can you?
Yeah. But I've done it.
It's rare that happens to me, but I do remember it from the past a lot. So the question then is, can I change my state of mind? And the answer is yes. Yeah. You can reset daily. You can reset hourly. You can reset every 5 minutes if you want to. I mean, it depends how you want to feel. Now, I know everyone's different, and I've met a lot of people who are woe is me, but hopefully I can stay around people that are high on life without any help, if you see my meaning.
Without any external help. You just
we can all choose our state of mind, can't we?
Of course, we have. That's freedom of choice.
There are a lot of outside influences that you can allow, and there are lots of them. Trust me on that one. But you can choose.
But then again, Paul, there's also a number of aids and tools out there that help us to elevate our state of mind, which are deemed as illegal because certain people of influence, certain powers that be, don't want us to to understand and have knowledge on that, because these tools help to enlighten us, by elevating our state as on a regular basis. And so they've been deemed as being illegal, but in actual fact, they're natural remedies or natural medicines, if you will, that really do help many people to overcome states of depression and anxiety and stuff like that. But very often they've got to do it on the sly because it's illegal. But they help, they work, they really do work. Because if you've seen some people that are depressed and that have had chronic depression, or bipolar, for example, they cannot manage on their own. They can't. They need something, and unfortunately, for the most part, because it's legal, they turn to drugs as an aid for that. But the drugs don't help them. I don't want to go carry on. I don't want to divert here, but I just wanted to highlight that as well. Is that unfortunately, because of society, a lot of things have been deemed as bad, but they're not. You just need to do your research and understand a little bit better and a little bit deeper into what is really good and what you should steer away from. But there are tools out there for you to use. There's loads of tools, whether they're exercises, activities, or whether they're something that you digest that's going to help you. But there's a lot that you can do, and professionals like Paul and I that can actually coach you and can guide you through a process that enable you to live in a happier, more elevated state of mind. Because that's it.
I mean, it's like anything. You teach yourself how to do it first, and then you can teach others. And the big things for me, the big turnarounds have been sleep and mood.
Yes.
Sleep, mood, the mental state, your expectations of life, business, and things like that. And there are little insurgents, if you want to call them that do come along and try to infiltrate your mind and your life and things like that. And it's up to you to defend yourself. Sometimes you're in such a place where it's very hard to defend yourself, but it's like anything else. Like if I said to you earlier, if you were surrounded, the 4 or 5 people that influence you most were all taking drugs, illegal drugs. All right. That's your choice, by the way.
Yeah.
I'm not going to get involved in that one. But if you wanted to change it, you'd probably have to start. I can't think too much, but it's very difficult to find a group of positive people, and you would have to search for it. But the first place I would start, and I know, people would laugh, I'd say YouTube.
Okay, yeah.
Without a shadow of a doubt, and then you can go and look for real people. No,
or in person,
the physical presence of,
thereafter. But YouTube is YouTube has been my free university for many years. It's enabled me to do a lot of, giving me tools to do a lot of research and studying for myself and understanding of a lot of different things. And YouTube is a great place to find positive feedback, positive information for yourself, and positive. When I say feedback, that's positive energy, that's positive vibration, and that helps your state to be elevated.
Yeah,
now, I'm going to say one thing here.
Go on in.
If you're watching this and you're listening to this, and you're thinking to yourself, man, what tools can I use? What could I use for myself to help elevate my state? Okay, and keep my state elevated or as much as possible, and on a daily basis. Go to YouTube and search Abraham Hicks. Almost every morning, I listen to a quick 10, 15, or 12-minute clip of a conversation that Abraham Hicks is having with an individual, and it's around. They talk about all things related to life in general, but it all boils down to one common denominator, and that is our state. That is our state of mind, our state of body, and our state of health. Okay, because it's all interconnected. And if you want to feel good first thing in the morning, and you need a tool that can help you where you're not actually having to do anything but listen, go to YouTube and go search Abraham Hicks. I strongly advise it, because it's really and it's relatable to most people. Most people will get it when you listen to it a few times.
Yeah, I mean, I always listen to something like that first thing in the morning, along with gratitude and meditation. So
Yeah.
have a good start to the day.
Write down 10 things you're grateful for every day.
Yeah.
Every single day, write down 10 things you're grateful for. And even if in the beginning, if it's the same thing you're repeating, that's okay. Because after a while, you'll start noticing you'll be finding other things to be grateful for that you'll be writing down, like the weather or the fact that you're a father or a mother or whatever, You'll start writing these things down that you're grateful for every day, 10 things, and just see how that impacts your state of thinking as well. And then meditation, of course.
On a side note to that, bear in mind, part of my gratitude will be I love rain.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I do. I used to love it when I was out running. So it's about how you perceive things as well.
Sure.
So,
well, I can understand why Brian's state of mind is excellent, as he says, because he's in Alicante, so I mean,
yeah, no,
who wouldn't be in a good state of mind?
Well, he didn't speak to me on the phone the other day. He said, "I'm not talking to him. I'm going on holiday." So, but
he's often in Spain, right? Or somewhere.
Yeah, yeah. He's got a place in Spain. So, yeah. But so the question is, do you need a mental, emotional reset? Yeah, that's something you've got to sort out for yourself. Brian's doing it by being in Spain and laying on the beach.
Right. Why not?
Yeah, look, we could go on. This is the type of subject you could go on forever. And but what I want to do next week, I had it written down here, was how can I change my state of mind? And we're going to cover that. I would think you're quite happy doing this again next week. And
yeah, sure, yeah.
A bit more precise in what we recommend.
Well, we'll give you some takeaways, some stuff that you can actually take away with you and start to implement into your daily habits.
Yeah. So this is part 1. Part 2 will be next week and next Wednesday.
Part 2 will be the practical.
The practical side of it. Yeah, absolutely. So with that, while you're away this week, all right, take a look at the people you spend your time around.
Yes.
Think about your states of mind, your average state of mind. Yeah, because we're all going to be different. Some are going to be up here, some are going to be down here. A lot of people floating in the middle, going up and down. So think about that and think how you can improve things yourself. I know that when I have something go wrong, it normally affects my weight. Right? I shed weight off like anything when there's something wrong.
Okay.
I haven't had that type of thing for years. However, it's very easy for me to lose weight. Okay, I'm not one of the. I must be a fast metabolizer or something, and I do burn off weight very quickly. But so think about something that you want to happen that is positive. How you can raise your game every day, and what actually affects your state of mind. Think about that as well, and say we'll continue this conversation next week, and I'll let you take us out.
Yeah, if you leave us with some feedback on that point that Paul's just highlighted, then I can come to the show next week, to the call next week, with some actual tools for you based on what you've shared with us to take away. So if it's health related, if it's like physical health related, if it's mental health related, if it's just your general energy, if you have something specific you would like to know more about in terms of changing that state, then let us know, and then I can come to the call next week with something specific as a tool for you to take away.
Absolutely. Sounds good. Yeah. All right, mate. All right, we'll see you next Wednesday. Show the love, if you can, wherever you see this or hear it or whatever. And we'll speak again next week. Have a great week, everyone.
Cheers, everyone.
See ya.